Hello and welcome to our special show, the greatest show on earth, coming to you live from Doha in Qatar. And this is our special half-hour build-up for the FIFA World Cup that's taking place right here. Of course, the big final, it's about little more than 24 hours to go. France versus Argentina. But before that, there's another game to be played. That's the game that will decide who finishes third at FIFA World Cup 2022. It's a game between two sides that have already played against each other in this tournament. You've got Croatia, you've got Morocco. Both of them were in the same group. They played out a goalless draw in the round-robin stage, but expect a more attacking kind of football from the two teams here because they are now fighting for the third position. If I was to share some stats with you, I'll tell you what, the last 10 encounters for the third position have all gone the way of European teams. So in that regard, Croatia go in with a great advantage, but then Morocco have already created history by becoming the first African team to reach the semi-final. Can they go one better in this encounter? That's what we'll be focusing on. Joining us, Indian footballer Dalima Chibber, and she'll help us build up to this third place game. But before that, let's take a look at how the two teams have prepared for this final encounter.
Croatia and Morocco, but this time the setting is a lot different. There is no qualification at stake, but both teams will play for pride as they meet in the third place playoff. But Croatia would want to bid their captain Luka Modric a memorable farewell. Over the past 15 years, Modric has been pivotal in Croatia's resurgence as a footballing superpower and deserves a happy send-off. In World Cup terms, you expect competitive spirit from both of them. Beaten away by regardless of who wins tonight's third place match, both teams will head home with their heads held high. Leader of Croatia. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Okay, we are talking about Luka Modric. We heard from the Moroccan coach, Regraoui, and he said that that's one Croatian player that his team is going to be wary of. He'll also have to wait and watch whether all his injured defender, especially the captain in Roman Saez, is he fit and available for this third place encounter. All I can tell you, being here in Doha, the entire city is majority packed with loads of Moroccan fans that have traveled from their country to watch this encounter. We've also seen a few Croatian fans, but majority fans that we've noticed here are Moroccan fans. Okay, Dalima Chibber with us on the program. Dalima, I'll get straight down to business. Pick a winner for us today.
According to me, I feel like Morocco is going to be the favorites walking into that game, especially after how they performed against France, because we did not really just get to see their defensive game, but also their attacking game, where they equaled the number of shots on target and a total number of shots as France. They just failed to convert and put the ball at the back of the net. So I think this time they're going to come prepared to be able to do that, to be able to score. And again, like they are a very talented team, although they are a young team, and you know, after setting the history of being the only African nation to reach the semi-finals, they're going to be looking forward to taking back something, and for them that is going to be a bronze medal or a third place finish.
That's very interesting, Dalima. You've picked Morocco as the favorite because if you speak to a lot of football pundits here, everyone is giving Croatia that slight edge. But all I can tell you, it's going to be a game between two very strong defensive teams. So we'll have to wait and watch which is that one team that can break the deadlock. So expect the team that scores first probably will be able to hold on to that lead. But, you know, just talking about the relevance of this third place encounter, both teams here would have come to win the big prize. In fact, all the teams that come here want to be holding the FIFA World Cup at the end. How much difficult is it from here on to motivate yourself for this third place playoff, especially when you've lost that semi-final and you were just one step away from that final? How do teams motivate themselves for this game?
like I said before that, you know, like a third place finish is not bad. Being top 3 in the world is going to be a really big achievement for both of these teams. Having said that, we know that Croatia did play the final last year, and for Morocco, like, you know, they come really fresh. And again, like, you know, they have set the history. So again, like, you know, there's so much to look forward to, because again, both of the teams have had amazing performances in this tournament, and they would have a lot of positives to take from this tournament and the game coming forward, because again, they have another chance to win a game, even though they lost their last game. And like, you know, in the game, in the field of sport and in the field of football, there's always another opportunity. And for them to look forward to this one is going to be huge, because again, the competition is not yet over and they can still make the best out of it. So again, I feel like just having that opportunity to be able to play again and perform again is going to be a huge motivation for both the teams, because again, they got something to take back and something to look forward to as well.
Okay, Dalima, we'll leave it at that, but thanks so much for joining us and helping us set up that game between Croatia and Morocco. Meanwhile, this is the final of the FIFA World Cup, so you expect all the other football associations to come and assemble here and watch that showpiece final. So FIFA has in fact invited all the presidents of football federations around the globe, including the All India Football Federation President, Mr. Kalyan Chaubey. He's just taken in charge of the Indian Association, and India today caught up with him here in Doha and asked him various questions, including that perennial one: when is it that India we could see participating in the finals of the FIFA World Cup? We're at the FIFA World Cup here in Qatar, and with me a representative of the Indian contingent, so as to say, because he is the new All India Football Federation, Mr. Kalyan Chaubey. Thank you so much for speaking to India today. My first thing is, you're wearing a very nice Indian tricolour. Wherever you're going to go, you're representing India in that sense. And I know the first question that will be asked, you know, why is India not here at the World Cup? What is your reply to any delegate that you meet or any fan that you meet who asks you this question?
No, I think India has huge potential to participate FIFA World Cup, and we need to work hard with a long-term plan. I'm sure when Asian countries, Japan, Korea, Saudi, Iran, they have done extremely well this World Cup, and India's confidence level also has gone high that if the other Asian countries can do, so can India do. So I believe that India has that potential, India can do it, and that's how we have to work hard, and we are working on a roadmap and what need to be done so that India can play in World Cup.
One data that this government here in Qatar has shared with us is that second most number of fans that have come here to watch the FIFA World Cup after Saudi Arabia are Indian fans. Clearly there's a lot of interest by corporates, there's an Indian sponsor. You as the president of AIFF, how do you want to tap into this potential that there is love for football in India?
No, I think, you know, it is, I mean, it is good that it is documented now that in Qatar World Cup, it is second largest football viewers are Indian. But as we Indians, we are into football last nearly 3 decades. We know how football is popular back in India. I mean, if you play any state level Santosh Trophy Championship at the matches between Kerala, Maharashtra, Goa, Bengal, you see around nearly 80,000 to 100,000 people they are watching match. You play Duran Cup in Manipur, you will find 35 to 40,000 people watching match. It is only, it's a sad part that India football as an Indian team is not representing overseas, but domestic football is very popular in our country. But that's the reason we have to work hard. We have to find ways that how we can, take the advantage of sports science, infrastructure development, the modern football training, strategic partner, etc., and also the fitness planning. Thereafter, I think Indian national team can also represent in FIFA World Cup. I think it should not be impossible task to think of.
Finally, we are seeing a nation like Qatar now very successfully hosted the World Cup. I've been here and they've done a tremendous job. They're also not a very big footballing powerhouse. They're an Asian country. Does this inspire confidence in you that maybe India could aspire to at least host the FIFA World Cup someday?
Of course, I would like to say that, that how our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, has taken India into world forum. You see in G20, you see that climate change, you see the renewable energy, you see the fifth largest economical powerhouse, India today. You see any international war is going on. You see the pandemic issue is going on. You need in vaccination. So if India can perform under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in so well, why can't football can be also under his leadership? So I think, we just need to come together. We need to come together, people who are involved with football. We need to ask and, present our plan to him, that Honorable Prime Minister, that this is the way and this is the way forward and this is the roadmap. If we can follow it, let's say next 15 years, next 12 years, next 20 years, I think India can do well and represent in World Cup.
So the new All India Football Federation boss quite hopeful that India can reach that top level in football. Not immediately, it's going to be a long-term plan, but that's a plan that the new All India Federation is going to be working on. Meanwhile, all the focus here, as I said, just about a couple of hours or less than a couple of hours to go for that third place playoff between Morocco and Croatia. But all the focus here in Doha has been on, of course, the finals, which is going to be featuring Argentina and France. And just as we are talking about two teams, we're also going to be talking about two star players in both the teams. I went around the busy bazaars of Doha to find out which amongst Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi is going to be crowned as the best player of the tournament. As much as this FIFA World Cup final is about Argentina and France, it's also about two shining stars of international football, Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe. Both are tied on the number of goals that they've scored, but the thought now is who's going to win the best player of the tournament, or the golden ball as it's called. We went around the busy streets of Doha to find out exactly that.
Who will be the best player, Kylian Mbappe or Lionel Messi?
Both of them are in a great level right now. We hope, of course, as Argentinians, that Messi can win the World Cup and make a great match.
Kylian Mbappe will be the best player because he already won a World Cup and he will win his second World Cup.
Messi, of course, Messi.
I hope not Messi because he is arrogant and I don't like him very much.
Lionel Messi. Kylian Mbappe.
Lionel Messi had some really good moves the last game, so I think if he pulls them again, then he will definitely be better than Mbappe.
Mbappe, of course. Mbappe is the best player of this World Cup and in all the world.
Messi, the way he's playing so far, like Messi.
Lionel Messi.
Messi, of course.
Okay, just to give you a context about that contest between Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi. Kylian Mbappe, of course, has won the FIFA World Cup before, but then he was a youngster. He's still not won the Best Player of the World award. If you look at Lionel Messi, on the other hand, he's won it 7 times, a record-breaking times, but he doesn't have the FIFA World Cup like Kylian Mbappe does. Both are also tied in terms of number of goals that they've scored, and both, interestingly, play for the same club, that is Paris Saint-Germain, and that is a club owned by, guess what, it's owned by Qatar. Also, a lot of context there, a lot of fans are going to be turning into the stadium, Kylian Mbappe fans, Lionel Messi fans. It's going to be an exciting final, and you need to be tuned into India today for all the latest news and updates in our special program that we'll bring to you before the final as well. Let's now turn our focus for all the fans that have been turning up here in Doha. Lots of VIPs, as I mentioned. We spoke to the All India Football Federation boss, but also other sports stars are here, because at the end of the day, football is a global sport followed by millions around the world. And we caught up with a gentleman you're familiar with, but not on the football pitch. He plied his trade on the cricket field. We caught up with Sunil Gavaskar, who's here to watch the semi-finals and the finals. We asked him to pick his favorite team. We're in Doha, Qatar for the FIFA World Cup, and my guest today is someone you're accustomed to seeing me interview while we cover cricket. But for a change, he's going to be talking about football, a very familiar face in Sunil Gavaskar. Saiba, you're on a sporting pilgrimage, I believe, huh? Sporting pilgrimage, because sometimes I see pictures of you at the Wimbledon, sometimes you're at the FIFA World Cup. You're living it up, I must say.
Well, I'm a sports person. I follow sports. I don't understand a lot of other sports, but I like to see how elite sports persons play, how they prepare, and I think coming to a World Cup, is a fantastic opportunity because that's what, you know, when you play a sport, that's what you're looking to do. Represent your country, try and win a world title if possible. And to be able to come here and see them, you know, has been a wonderful opportunity.
Okay, you saw both the semi-finals. He'll be seeing the final as well. You saw Lionel Messi, arguably the greatest of all time, in flesh and blood. How was that experience?
It was good. Look, I haven't, to be honest, I'm not such a big football fan that I watch a lot of football. I do occasionally, of course.
Thanks to your son.
Yeah. And, well, I hadn't really seen much of Messi, but the way he made that goal, I mean, in the sense that the goal was credited to somebody else, but the way he weaved around and then, you know, then he passed it on, that just shows, you know, why people rate him as the best. For me, of course, Ronaldo is the best, but I suppose, you know...
Cristiano or the Brazilian Ronaldo?
Cristiano Ronaldo. So, you know, but it was terrific to see Messi do what he did.
Okay, overall, I mean, your memories of watching a FIFA World Cup, which is your favorite team? Is it still in the competition?
No, it's not. Brazil was my favorite team. Brazil is to football like what West Indies is to cricket.
Yes.
The kind of flair that they bring, the kind of fun element we talked about. I mean, this time around they were talking about, you know, the dance, you know, which they would do
Samba
after every goal, which didn't go down well with some people, which is fine. I mean, that's life. You know, some things are going to be liked, some things are not going to be liked. But I think, well, it was just unfortunate that they didn't quite, you know, make it. But that's how, you know, sport is. But Argentina, France is something that I hope is going to be a terrific game.
All right, we're completely out of time on this special broadcast, but before I go, here's a quick update on something that we reported yesterday from here in Doha, and that is pertaining to the two teams that will be playing in the final, both the French team and the Argentine team. There were news reports that Karim Benzema might be drafted into the French squad, but what we got to hear today that it's very unlikely that you'll see Karim Benzema feature in the French squad that will play the final. It seems like the coach has decided to stick to that team that has got him so far to the final, and you wouldn't see any last-minute changes. On the other end, we had news of Lionel Messi missing training, and a lot of Argentine fans were worried whether he'll be available for the final or not, especially because he had pulled a bit of a hamstring in the semi-final. But the good news is that he's trained yesterday. Today as well, the Argentine team will be practicing in a short while from now. We'll have all the latest updates, and he's expected to be fully fit. So you will see Lionel Messi start that World Cup final. For the moment, all eyes on that third place finish. Just to update you a bit of trivia and stat for that third place finish. It's Croatia versus Morocco. These two teams played against each other in the round robin stage, and it was 0-0. But the context was different. At that time, they were just looking to qualify for the round of 16. This time, they're actually fighting for a position. What we've seen in these third place playoffs for the last few years, that it hasn't gone to extra time, it hasn't gone to penalty. So if you're a football fan, you can expect to see the result come in 90 minutes. At least that's what history seems to be suggesting. But if you're talking about history, then history also favors European teams. Last 10 encounters for the third place playoff have been won by European teams. So that will make a lot of Croatian fans very happy. But as I said, Morocco have already created history. Can they win the third prize? Their coach recently said that, listen, if you had asked us before the tournament started that we'll be playing 6 to 7 games here, we would have taken it. And that's exactly what my team has managed to do. So it's a proud moment for all African fans, for all Moroccan fans. That's all that I have on this special broadcast for you that was coming to you live from Doha, Qatar. Enjoy the third place playoff, and then just fasten your seatbelts for the big final, Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe. For the moment, Nikhil Naz signing off from Doha. Bye-bye.